especially for the college student, they should have a very growth mindset that you should embrace your continuous learning and you should adapt the new technologies. You would see in industry that you will use data structures and algorithm in real world. You should showcase a very highlight a very real world AI projects that you have done. Participate in hackathons, in internship, do internship. You have an idea, you have to work upon that. But you need to have a mentor for that because at that time it might do not have a vast knowledge for that.
So what's up guys, welcome to Tech Pravachan with Mohit, and today we have Priyanshu who is working as a AI engineer in Samsung R&D. So welcome Priyanshu, thanks for joining us. And before directly diving into technical questions, let me ask you that what first ignited your interest in technology and AI during your time at college?
Hello, Mohit. So basically, the first thing which ignited me interest in technology and AI during my time at NIT Delhi was in first semester. I just decided that it was my COVID time when I joined NIT Delhi. It was my that I have to do something out of the box thing. So I reached in my first week to my professor seeking that I need some work. I wanted to do a project with you, and then I got my first internship in web development. That was I was to make a website for University of Central Florida, and that's how my journey began. In my first internship, I got a paid internship for making a website at University of Central Florida. Then carry on with that same group. I started doing my research paper in my second semester, where I did basically for how to detect deepfakes using eye reflection technology. Basically, using eye reflection, we can detect deepfake images. So that's where my AI journey started, and then I did wrote a research paper, published it, and then after that I also got selected in Google ML Bootcamp, and then we built in last year I built a Saheli app, which was a part of a Google Solution Challenge, where I was mainly focusing on AI things, building AI things, and yeah, and Samsung also I was working for AI.
Okay, that's nice. So how did your experience in competitive programming helps you in your career?
So I was not much into the competitive programming, but I was always a good problem solver. I use problem solving mainly into my development. I did lead code and every different stuff on code courses and everything, but I was more into how to solve different problems in development using problem solving approaches, which we use. That is basically the data structures and algorithms. I integrated data structures and algorithms in very real projects, including in my job as well as when I made hackathons projects and individual projects too. So my main focus was always doing the problem solving rather than going into competitive programming.
So, do you recommend someone who wants to become an AI engineer to do competitive programming?
So competitive programming, I suppose, is just a thing where you could like it's a different way showing your problem solving skills. That it is not related to much of the AI. Yeah, to be a strong a grasp in AI, you should have a knowledge of data structures, algorithms, Python, and different stuff, maths too. So that's a different thing. But competitive programming is not much related to AI.
So, my next question is that you wrote your first paper, research paper in second semester. How it helps you in ML and AI? And do you recommend someone to write research paper from the early days in college?
Yeah. So basically, first of all, it was a opportunity which I got during my college. But I recommend everyone to first of all learn basic stuff of ML, then go into the deep learning, then go into the AI, then go into the new technologies that is currently going on, LLMs, generative AIs, and VLMs. After that, you could like while you could get the mentors along with you, you can seek your professors, you can seek anyone on LinkedIn, you can seek anyone to that I have studied this. I'm interested to work with you, and then just go on writing any paper. If you have any problem which you find that it should be solved, or any research topic which you find that I have to work on that, so tell your mentor that I want to work on this, and then you can go on writing a paper. You can research on that. You can do different stuffs, and then you can go for the publication. And that is, I think, so for the AI engineer, it is very important to work around the research paper.
Impactful projects can change lives. Can you walk us through the story behind the Saheli?
Yeah. So impactful projects can definitely change the life. So, talking about what is Saheli, Saheli was first started when I entered into the Google Solution Challenge. So, what is Google Solution Challenge? Basically, Google every year holds a global hackathon, which is all over the world. It conducts a hackathon which solve the UN sustainable goals, that are 17 goals. So our main focus was Saheli was a women safety app for the commute purpose, for daily use commute, focusing on women safety. So we started with a aim that how to solve this problem and how to get into this, and we submitted onto the Google Solution Challenge. And we would also not expected that much that we will reach at a certain level where we are currently top 10 in whole globally and top 2 in India. And yeah, so talking about the story of Saheli, so Saheli was first built that how to solve this problem, and it was during my internship at Samsung only when it started my journey, and I faced that during using AI, and I used a non-supervised learning there. I used different generative AI stuffs. I used LLM there to build Saheli, basically. And I feel that this project made my year 2024 because I was full into the travel. I visited different places. I gave talks basically at different places. And yeah, that's all.
That's great. So, what have been your most significant projects and learnings as an AI engineer at Samsung R&D?
So, talking about my learning in AI engineer, so I suppose that we could first of all tell that being an AI engineer, for being in field of AI, you have to have strong grasp in maths and programming. You have to be a strong in some of math things, like have a strong fundamentals on linear algebra, statistics, as well as have a strong foundation in Python. Python language you can learn basic, but while doing the real world uh, programming, you could get into more into the Python, and afterwards you can get into expertise in frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and different stuff. Then after that, you go into the proficiency in algorithms, neural networks, and advanced techniques like LLM and GAN. Also, we have to work around the pre-processing, analyze, and visualization. So you have to work on this stuff also. Moreover, uh, after that, you can learn some of the cloud development, because now there is a very big problem that is going on. That is AI model deployment. So that is another field also. So you could think about that also. And always, problem solving is the biggest thing which you have to keep in your mind, whether you are doing a software engineering or whether a AI engineer.
In your opinion, how is AI reshaping the landscape of cloud computing?
So basically, AI is optimizing the cloud infrastructure by automating resource management, and we are improving efficiency. Technologies like serverless computing, which are coupled with AI, that enable the dynamic scaling, basically reducing cost or latency, we can say. Okay. And if I say always that cloud computing is a very important part of AI, because how AI models are built, after that, the main is how we can deliver it to the users. And there comes the role of
Mm.
cloud computing. So these advancements redefine how applications are developed and deployed.
So, I have a question. Like cloud uses more GPU and CPU power. So, do you think like it is more expensive to run on cloud?
Yeah, so definitely. So if I talk about AI has also two different segments. First is on device
Mhm.
and second segment is going into the server. So on device models are basically which you integrate into the phone. That is a two different segment. Basically in on device, the main thing matters that how you build a AI model and afterwards how you quantize it to make it as in a smaller size so that it could be deployed into your phone using NPU. We utilize the AI technologies in the phones, and the second model is server, where we
Mhm.
need cloud computing. Now, we use different auto scaling features. We use different features of cloud where we could reduce the cost, where how we could cache it, how we could basically cache the data. That are the some of the techniques which we could do using cloud computing. So, as I say, that cloud computing is very important for AI deployment, because not only we give it gives the interface to the users, but also it has power to somewhat reduce the cost and latency in AI field.
AI agents are next big thing. So, what potential do you see for AI agents in transforming industries, and how can they be effectively integrated into cloud platforms?
So AI agents can revolutionize industries by automating decision making processes, especially in entertainment industry. I find that entertainment industry is changing a lot using AI, and many other sectors such as healthcare and mobility. This all are using AI technologies currently. It is a era of decade of AGIs. Basically, AGI would be soon available, and I suppose that cloud computing it gives the interface to the deployment of AI to the users. So I think so. AI agents, basically, cloud computing would much enhance the AI agent in giving a much seamless experience for the user.
How did you build expertise in diverse technologies like TensorFlow, PyTorch, AWS, and GCP? And if someone wants to learn these, where he or she can focus, like in implementation and or in theory?
So, talking about AI and cloud, I would tell into two different answers. First of all, starting with AI breakdown. So, first thing which you need to learn is Python, definitely. But along with the Python, you could, when you have a basic knowledge of Python, then you could go with the ML part of side. So, for the ML, you need to know the maths. You have to have a good command in math. You have to learn different algorithms. In ML, also, you have to go with supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and then afterwards you have to have a hands-on programming on taking different data sets and then work around that, taking the outliers, so you find a average mean sum, and you compute the accuracy, you have the accuracy, precision, F1 score, you make the confidence level, everything that is a part of ML. And then afterward you realize what is the cons of ML, where we are getting stuck, and that you will get an answer of deep learning. You will get how neural networks can be vast, how there can be hidden networks which could solve your problem, and then you can enter into the deep learning side, where you could learn different techniques of deep learning and neural networks. And then afterwards, then you can go into AI technologies such as LLMs. And one of the technology which I used in my deep take was GAN, that is generative adversarial network. And moreover, you could go into LLMs, you can go into different stuffs. You can learn about, like, when I started my AI journey, I completed my deep learning. So first paper which I read was about transformer, that was from the Google Brain side. So I love that paper, and I always say that who has completed a deep learning and know bit about AI should run their first paper, should read their first paper is transformer. Basically, transformer is a very famous paper on the internet by Google Brain. So yeah, that is the thing about the AI. And for the cloud computing, if you are more specific towards the AI side, so you have to learn that how deployment of AI takes. But also there is new field that is going on, DevOps and LMOps, basically MLOps. So you could go into that field. Basically, you can learn about, you have to have a knowledge of machine learning AI, and more specific, you have to have a knowledge of how cloud, different cloud technologies work, how AWS works, how GCP works, Google Cloud platform, as well as Azure also, few companies use. You have to have a strong grasp.
So, Priyanshu, those who have the basic understanding of ML and these basic concepts, so how they can work on these AI?
So I suppose that AI is a very vast thing, and you should have sometimes of have to find a mentor for that. You should leverage very much on online communities. You should join AI forums like Kaggle. You could do also. You could, like, I usually read on Reddit. There is machine learning Reddit with the name of machine learning Reddit. So you could go onto that. You could join the different Discord group. There you could find such questions and answers, and how what AI things are coming in real, in day to day, your day to day work. You could attend meetup and conferences, like, such as one of the event which I tell is Pi Data. And also you could see the new NEUR IPS is one of the conference which each year is holded, and one of the top papers are basically published into this new IPS, and that are very great for networking also, working in attending this meetup. Also, you could connect with professionals on LinkedIn who are getting into AI, and you can personalize message them, express your interest, and if you have certain thing into your mind that you want to ask them, then you can take the leverage to ask them onto that platforms which they are comfortable. As well as if you are a college student, you can reach to your university professors or your university alumni. You can reach out to them and tell about your interest in AI research. They could help you in a better way. Also, many of the hackathons, if you join, they provide you mentor. Like one of the when I did my Google Solution Challenge, so Google provided me a mentor that was founder of a company in Indonesia. So he used to tell me that what problems, like what is the pros and cons in your problem, how can AI could solve this problem in a better way. You could engage with your mentor in problem solving things like in your project in using this hackathons and bootcamp.
So, but in hackathons, सबका नहीं होता ना. So how someone can find a mentor?
You should connect more and more with professionals in AI. You could personalize message them and express your interest, and you could also have some internships or other side work, like you could explore it so that you could get out to the people. Also, you could some of the blog, and you could reach to the author that I have this idea regarding your blog. Could I can we work together, or could we have a discussion on it?
Is there is an option to do open source?
Yeah. So basically, to have a open source knowledge in AI is a great thing. You should explore very popular projects and start contributing to this open source initiative. One of the most important platform for open source MLAI is Hugging Face. There are a lot of models and data sets which are kept under the Hugging Face. For the data set, also you could explore the Kaggle. You can get a lot of data sets there, and for the pre-trained model you could go for the Hugging Face. Many of the big companies, big tech companies, also host their models onto the Hugging Face. As well as open source knowledge could also be getting from the research papers. You could follow publication that is RXV for the latest publications and breakthroughs in AI. Basically, you could read AI blogs that are from OpenAI, DeepMind, and in like one of the most important blogs which I get during my work was on the Medium. So you could just download the Medium app and you can explore many of the articles. You'll get a personalized recommendation also on Medium. So that is all I think so. The Medium also has a publication that is towards data science. You could explore that too.
So, how did participating in the Google ML Bootcamp contribute to your career growth?
Google ML Bootcamp basically honed my skills in TensorFlow. It exposed me to real world challenges in AI. I was offered a course by Coursera, a complete
Mhm.
course, which I followed. I got to learn about how ML started, how AI started, how different things came out then. And it helped me to connect with a network of professionals because each week they called a startup, and then that startup founders used to tell us that how AI is solving their problem into their startup. That is a great platform. Actually, Google ML Bootcamp is a great platform to get knowledge of AI. And if you get selected, you can utilize it properly because that is basically an opening door to opportunities. Every year, I don't have remember, but twice a year they open the application. More than 1 or 2 lakh applications are visited there into their Google Forms. They circulate using Google Form, and they make a cohort of around 200 person at every session, and it includes a student from their college, including to the experienced person who are at least 5 to 6 years in industry. So it is a wholesome of people where you could connect with different people. You could get to know that how industry is working, and students can get to know that how things work, how this industry work, how this corporate things work, everything.
So, how someone can prepare to qualify that ML bootcamp?
Basically, as I remember, Google circulates their Google form. Their Google form is a quite big Google form. Like it has 4 to 5 sections into that, and their selection is based on that Google form only. They have certain questions on that. They have certain things on that. They ask different questions about your journey, about your experience, about your projects, about your few technical questions also, and everything other. And then after that, they select it using that parameter.
AI revolution is here. So, what mindset do you believe are essential for thriving in AI driven roles?
Yeah. So definitely the AI revolution is there, and I feel that the key mindset which everybody should keep is, especially for the college students, they should have a very growth mindset, that you should embrace your continuous learning and you should adapt the new technologies. Every time we see that there is new thing is going into the AI, there is new state of art model is coming into AI. So you have to have a curiosity that you should stay open to exploring these new technologies and ideas. You should learn about it. There might be many things which you cannot understand at that moment of time, but eventually if you read and read more and more, study and more, so you would get ideas which could open your more resilience. Treat these failures as learning opportunities, basically. And yeah, this is the mindset which I think you should keep when working around AI. And talking about the skills which are essential for AI. So as I said that you should have a very strong foundation in maths and Python, and then you can go into frameworks like PyTorch, TensorFlow, as well as you can then work around the algorithms. Always I say that data structures and algorithms are important for whether AI or software engineering. You would see in industry that you will use data structures and algorithm in real world. I too have used my lot of data structures and algorithms, such as, if I say example, then I have used map many place, and also I have used graphs and at many of place in AI engineering only, and I have used dynamic programming too in my coding of many places at where I've worked in as a real world project, including in Samsung too. I have used this technologies. So these technologies are much essential. Like this are the base of the whole industry, and then afterwards you can go into advanced techniques like LLM, scans, and everything. Also, you should have a skill in pre-processing, analysis, and visualization. As I said, math statistics are one of the most important part, and there you could get to know about that more. You could go to the matplotlib for visualization that are also important, and then you also have to have a soft skill, that is having collaboration skill, the ability to work across with teams, get network with different person. You should communicate your ideas very clearly, and I suppose these are the essential skills which are required for AI driven roles.
Yeah, that's a great advice. So, next thing is, what tips can you share for standing out during job interviews and internship in AI?
To be standing out into the job interview, you should showcase a very high light, a very real world AI projects that you have done. Participates in hackathons, in internship, do internships that could help you to create this real world AI project. I prefer more in hackathons and doing group projects rather than a single tip project, because single project are also in a two way. That first is that you are following any tutorial from YouTube, but I suppose that would not solve a real world problem by using your knowledge. That would not enhance it. So second thing which you could do is, you have an idea, you have to work upon that, but you need to have a mentor for that, because at that time it might do not have a vast knowledge or that. So you can have a mentor, you can discuss with them, and then you can proceed it. And also you should mention the relevant skills and achievements which you have got. You should not write any achievement on your resume. You should only write those skills which you have strong grasp in that. And you should always be clear. You should be explaining your work using simple and structured answers, and stay updated with the latest trend, like generative AI and LLMs, how you can solve the problem which is currently the industry is facing. You could get onto that, and always you should highlight your teamwork, that how you have worked in the teams, how when you've worked with hackathons or any group project, what was your role and how you solved that problem. You should be always working on that thing. And yeah, that's all could stand out you during the job interviews and internships in AI.
So, do you recommend some resources or YouTube channel for those who are studying in AI?
Yeah. So for as I said, I followed a Coursera course by Google DeepMind. You could follow
Mhm.
that course, as well as on the if you wanted to go to the free section, then for in the YouTube we have a YouTube channel Campus X, which I followed. Basically, that have a course of 100 days of ML course, 100 days of ML, as well as 100 days of deep learning. You could follow Campus X for that. I have to learn from that many of the concepts of machine learning and deep learning. And then talking about AI, so for the AI, there are not much resources on YouTube or anything because it's a very new technology and day by day it is getting updated. So I think so you have to read more research papers for that. If certain topic you do not need to understand, then you have to go search on Google and YouTube to learn about that. But there is very less resources for only AI because AI is also vast. So there are many things in AI. So you have to learn. You'll not get a single place where you'll get all the AI stuff. You have to get one by one onto that stuff.
So, where do you see the AI and cloud computing industry heading in the next decade?
So I find that automating resources is one of the things which AI and cloud computing are going in this next decade. We would see a lot of automations which we could see it. And also as I see that entertainment industry and healthcare industries are getting a lot of work around AI. So I think so as AI is booming and as cloud computing is booming, there is also a field of IoT and hardware thing which is also booming because in healthcare only, if I take example, there are many of the things which require the IoT devices as well as the hardware technologies to be integrated with AI. So AI and cloud computing also enhances the hardware field also. So those are who are in IoT, interested in IoTs and hardware things, they also a revolution is happening. As we can see, the chipsets like new and new GPU is coming from the NVIDIA. There is also an enhancement, and there would be many new players into this hardware thing. So that is also industry which is leading in next decade. Also, I feel that in next decade we could see many of the personalized AI services, and like whether I say in fashion, styling, or if your personal things like recommendation, you get an personalized recommendation. Your healthcare data would be more personalized. Everything is good in getting into a personalized AI services. And one more thing in the next decade we could see is democratization of AI. More accessible AI tools and platforms would be available for businesses and developers.
So, what do you think about that? How AI will change software jobs?
So, AI would never replace the software engineering jobs. That is a very difficult thing to argue, but it would be definitely that software engineers are getting help from AI. Many of the things are getting day by day. They are like a helping hand to the software engineer. AI could be just a thing that we earlier we memorized the things, but that would be a replace. AI could replace that thing. Not a lot of memorization things could be done using the AI, but the main thing which a software engineer is, that is problem solving. How you we approach towards the problem solving, how we face this, that user is facing this problem, how to solve towards that problem. That is what comes with a part of software engineer. And doing how we could approach towards the problem, that is another thing which I feel that software engineers are much great into that. Not AI could replace currently in today's decade, the AI could not replace that part.
One last question. So, what motivational advice would you give to students?
My most motivational advice for aspiring tech students would be to always stay curious, to always keep learning, exploring new technologies. We should always be exploring new technologies. We should always be keen to the question why we are doing this, what is the problem, and what is the solution for this problem. We should work upon building real world problems. We could build projects. We could have a hands on experience, and that is the best way to grow. We should always focus on fundamentals. We should have a very strong basics in coding, algorithms, the problem solving, and they are the key of any field, that is AI or software engineering or any field. And also for gaining a real world experience, we should participate in hackathons and also do internship, because that are very great for networking and practical exposure. You get to know many things about the industry. It is a opportunity that you could get to know beforehand only that how industry is working. And also, if I say that you should never you should treat your setbacks as learning opportunity. You should always embrace your failures, and you should stay consistent. Small and daily efforts lead to very big results over time. Should learn day by day and work on problems, real world. You could work on projects. You could work with your friends, with your mentors. We could connect on LinkedIn with any person, and you could work on many of the projects. There is no limitation that only in the industry person can solve the AI thing. You could also learn it, and you could just go into more research and development side. And network wisely. Networking is most key role in current market. You have to connect with the mentors and peers who inspire you, basically. And last is that you should believe in yourself. Confidence and passion will set you apart, and you should work hard, stay focused, and trust your journey. It's worth it.
That's great. Thank you, Priyanshu, for joining us today. And thank you for sharing us these valuable insights.
Thank you, Mohit.